today I have a very special guest with me. I have a very special guest. This guest is a very good friend of mine. He's a close friend of mine, and this guy is an absolute beast. Right? He's a beast. Can all of y'all type in beast? Right? Type in beast. He's a beast. Right? Like, I've been following him for so many years. I respect this fella. He is, he's just phenomenal. He's a brother in Christ. He is an amazing marketer. I speak the world about him wherever I go because I respect the work that he puts out. He hustles his butt off. He works hard. He puts out good stuff, and he's a blessing to the nation of Singapore and all around the world as well. All right. So this guy is none other than my friend Gabriel Wong. So guys, can all of y'all type in hello, Gabriel? Can all of y'all welcome Gabriel? Type in hi, Gabriel. Alrighty, he's there. He's there. Gabriel, what's up, bro?
Hey everyone. Hey everyone. Thanks for having me, Resh.
Hey, it's my absolute pleasure, man. It's my absolute pleasure.
Thank you so much for that. Yeah, thank you so much for the introduction, man. Like when you were sharing the introduction, I was like, wow, I want to meet that guy.
Yeah, SN Marketing, Gabriel Wong. You might have seen him on YouTube, all that stuff. Absolutely amazing, dude. Guys, we are live on Facebook right now. Okay, so before we begin this session, okay, I know in my spirit, I know in my soul that what we are about to share is going to be absolute gold. Guys, how many of you know that this will be gold? If you know that this will be gold, type in GOLD. Type in gold if you know it's going to be gold. All right. Okay, so here's the thing I want you to do. Okay, very simple. Here's a small introduction, a small thing I want you to do. This video right now is being shared on Facebook on the Extreme Wealth Summit Facebook page. All right. So what I want you to do very simply is this small favor. All right. I want you to share this video. All right. I want you to share this video. Go onto the Facebook group, share the video, and very simply do me this one simple favor. All right. Like, share the video, and after this entire session, take a picture of me and Gabriel or whatever, screenshot and stuff, and share your best lessons on Instagram. Tag me, Six Pack Investor, and tag Hey Gabriel Wong. All right. That's Gabriel Wong on Instagram, and share your biggest lessons. And what I will do today for y'all is very simple. I feel generous today. I feel like a happy man. I feel super happy. So if y'all do that simple thing, if y'all share your biggest lessons, then I'm going to give y'all a cash prize. I'm going to pick 5 of y'all. I'm going to give y'all a cash prize. Sounds good, guys? Hey, I feel like blessing some people today. Hey, I feel generous today. All right. So very simple. Who's going to do that? Who's going to do that? So go onto the Facebook page. Just share this video. All right. Just share this video and then tag us. Six Pack Investor, Hey Gabriel Wong, and share your best lessons. And I'm going to pick the people to share the best lessons, and I'm going to be generous today. I feel like Santa Claus. All right. I feel like Santa Claus. All right. So anyways, are y'all ready, guys? Are y'all ready? Tap in ready. Okay. I think the guys are ready. For some action, Gabriel. So, okay, Gabriel, I know you. I've known you for quite a while, but, many of the guys haven't seen you before. They don't know you. My audience is from all over the world, bro. So give us the 4-on-1. Who are you? What do you do? All that stuff.
Yeah. So before that, can I just take some time to really thank you, Resh, in front of everybody. Resh is really amazing. Ever since I started, building my online presence, he has always been supportive of everything I'm doing. In fact, when I started my first show, Story Impact Show, he was the first guest to say yes right up front. Like, anything, he said that anything you do, I support you, bro. So like, I just want to thank you and really want to appreciate you for having such a kind, generous heart, such a big heart to serve the people and constantly adding value and impacting people. Yeah.
Okay, thanks, man. No worries.
So anyway, so for those of you who do not know me, my name is Gabriel Wong. I'm a digital strategist based in Singapore and one of the top few digital marketing agents. I run one of the top few digital marketing agencies in Singapore, and we have been helping clients and partners generate more than 8 figures in revenue for all kinds of different businesses using our video strategy and our digital marketing strategy.
Very nice.
Yeah, my dogs get excited sometimes. If you guys can hear them. Yeah.
So Gabriel, so tell us, man. So again, it's very interesting. You talk about the 8-figure business and all that. But hey, like, what are your beginnings, man? How do you get started in all this stuff? Entrepreneurship, where do you get started, man? Because it's easy to see the success now, but people want to know your journey and where you actually began. So tell us that, man.
Yeah, so I started at a really young age. In fact, I always tell people I started my first business when I was 16. But the truth was that I had a sort of an epiphany when I was 14 years old. So I started out as a magician. That was my career in the past. I used to perform for magic tricks and events for dinner and dance, all that kind of stuff. So I started really young. I had a passion, and that's why I have like a bunch of David Blaine poster all the way, all in my back in my room. And I think long story short was that I learned the idea or the principle of compressed success at a very early age. Because when I was 14 years old, I do a lot of gigs, and as I was doing gigs, it's like freelancing. And I would go to those dinner and dance party or community center, and I would get paid a market rate of about $600 an hour. Now, for a 14-year-old kid, that's crazy, because doing part-time, during school holidays, when most people are working part-time, I would go for 1 or 2 shows. And at 1 or 2 shows, I realized that, hey, you know what? Instead of working somewhere for $3 an hour, and back then, McDonald's is working $3 an hour, and instead of that, I could compress it. I don't have to work so many hours. I could just work one hour, and I can make so much more hours of what people are going to make working part-time. So I learned that at a young age. And because of that, I told myself, and I read Rich Dad Poor Dad, and then from there, I told myself I would not ever want to work a job.
Dude, like seriously, man, like they paid you so much money to be a magician at 14.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, you must be some kind of magician, man.
So that's the market rate, but of course, eventually I learned how to brand myself, and I think my highest paid show was when I was 17 years old. I was paid $3,000 for a 30-minute show.
Wow, dude.
So that was the early part where I learned a bit about branding and marketing and positioning and stuff like that, because I didn't want to go for the cheaper market. Eventually, I realized that I want to go for the premium market. So the show that I did was actually a Lamborghini show, and so people like that, they are usually willing to pay higher.
Wow, guys, can all of you type in "be a magician"? Type in "be a magician."
Yeah.
Again, make magic happen, man. Make magic happen, dude. I'm so proud of you, man. So again, dude. Okay, so guys, here's the story, man. If you all are ready for some, juicy stuff, right? So again, he transitioned. He was a magician. And then, he got into he started joining, as in, he's going to tell that story in a bit, but he joined another company at a very young age, and he started, going to the next level, started making millions of dollars at, before you're 20, right? Like generating millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's sick, man. Dude, tell them that story and how, tell them that story, man, please.
Yeah. So somewhere when I was 16 years old, I remember that, I think one of the biggest turning point in my life is where, my dad lost his job when I was 16, and because I come from a rather average family, we're not poor, but we're comfortable. We don't live a luxurious life, and my mom has always been the sole breadwinner ever since I was 16. And I remember there was this incident where I was just at home, in my room playing games, like a 16-year-old boy, and my dad came home with a black face, and basically he lost his job. My parents had the biggest quarrel of their life, or at least that's what I witnessed. Plates were smashing on the floor. There was no dinner that night. And I think the worst thing was because I had no siblings. So I had to hide in my room, and I was just kind of fearful what's going to happen. Are they going to get divorced and stuff like that? But that was also a biggest turning point for me, because I realized that I can never work for a living because I'll be basically following after the footsteps of my parents. So at a very young age, at 16 years old, I had this ambition that I want to be great. I do not want to follow. I love my parents, don't get me wrong, okay? But a lot of times, we follow in the same footsteps of our parents. If we don't do something different, we don't do something drastic. And when I saw my parents having that, and they are always quarreling about money, always stressed up about money, and I told myself that is not the kind of future I want. I don't want a future where, I have to quarrel about money all the time with my wife. So that was really one of my biggest motivation at the beginning. So 16 years old, full of ambition, I got invited by a friend to Coffee Bean at this mall in Singapore called West Mall. So this actually happened, and then he passed me a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad. Long story short, he recruited me into an MLM company. So this is the period where I started a few stuff. I was doing magic. I was making quite a bit of good money, but things were tough, right? Because running your own business is very different, right? Running your own business, you have to deal with a lot of things. And what this friend of mine, he sold me a dream that, you can just join an MLM company, and nothing wrong with an MLM company. I know some of you watching, you're in an MLM company. But it's important to choose the right company. But I was sold the idea that, I don't have to care about inventory, the stocks, or whatsoever. All I need to do is to sell a product. And so I started to pick up the most important skill set, which is sales. I believe that anybody, if you want to be successful, right? Whether you want to be an entrepreneur, even if you're an employee, you need to learn how to sell. You need to learn how to sell like crazy, because that's one of the most important skill set, right? I mean, even if you work a job, you got to negotiate for your pay, right? You got to negotiate for what you are worth. And these are all examples of sales. So I joined this company, 16 years old, all ready to conquer the world, but I was too young, inexperienced, and being young, people don't usually trust you, people don't believe in you. And I remember my first ever 20 appointments, all of them rejected me. So I didn't close anyone. So my sales was bad. A lot of people think that, Gabriel, you can sell, but I didn't start a lot that way. My first 20 appointments rejected me out front, and I was ready to give up. Long story short, I didn't. I started to build a team, started to explore into digital marketing when I was about 18 years old. A bit of digital marketing. This was when Facebook back then, you can actually message people without getting blocked. I don't know if you guys remember that, right? You'd have to be a friend with someone and you can message them and you can kind of spam people without getting blocked by Facebook. So this was the day, right? So I started exploring a bit of digital marketing. And by the age of 20 years old, I built one of the largest team in this company. We did over $50 million in revenue for this company. And of course, my commission overriding whatsoever adds up to be about 10%. So I was making quite a bit of money. Yeah. Wow. So I was making up to $500,000 a month when I was 20 years old.
Guys, can all of you type in wow? Can you all type in wow? Guys, this is for real, right? This is for real. I knew him back then, right? I saw how, he was actually spending. Imagine making $500,000 a month when you're 20 years old. It's insane, right? It's insane, right? But anyways, tell us about the lifestyle and everything they were leading though. Tell them about the dark side, man.
Yeah. So this is where it gets a bit darker. So when I tell this story, I'm not trying to brag or be arrogant. I'm just trying to share my story and the mistake that I made by becoming, you put it this way, too successful at a young age. And I didn't have the right values. And long story short, I was very money-minded. And I on hindsight today, I realized that because I didn't have any attention from my parents, I didn't have any attention from my family. So I've always been a very attention seeker kind of person, very loud, I just offering significance because I just feel insecure. And my lifestyle every single day is this, okay? And this is the lifestyle, this is the culture of the company as well. So this was when I was with this company, I had a bunch of mentors and leaders. I mean, I learned something from them, but on hindsight, some of the journey, I may not want to walk it again. I don't want to go through it again, but it changes me as a person. It builds my character. But long story short, I was in a culture where every day we are drinking, every single day. We are in all kinds of vices. I will be drinking every day from Tuesday to Sunday, and only Monday we don't drink because back then in Singapore, not many places are open on Monday. So we'll be drinking. I'm always high. I'm never sober. And that's our lifestyle. I live in a place I don't know why I had to do all that just to make myself look more significant, just to make myself feel important. I spent a lot of money. So even though I was making a lot of money, I was making $500,000 a month. But I always tell people that I was making this amount of money, but I was still poor. Because being wealthy doesn't equals to how much money you make. It's how much money you can keep.
How do you spend so much money, bro? Teach me, man. I don't know how to spend so much, bro.
So I was living in Sentosa Cove. That cost me $35,000 rental a month.
Wow.
Later, I moved to Marina Bay residence. So my rental kills me. I spend at least a minimum of $5,000 to $10,000 a week on alcohol. Wow. It's addiction. It was an addiction. Okay. And all kinds of stuff. I had a gambling habit as well. I remember losing about 100 to 200K on one night. I was in the VIP room, those kind of room where you gotta be a high spender, and everything in there is free. They give you free alcohol, they give you free everything, and I'll be beside people who would put chips like $50,000 chip like it's 50 cents.
Wow.
And that was how I lived my lifestyle, because I was just offering significance, right? Because all these things, all these vices, it makes you feel important. I was the most important person when I go into a club, because when I was in a club, I have a sofa, I have all the bottles and all the champagne. Somehow everybody is my friend. Somehow people I don't know on that night, they will come to me, girls will come to me, all kinds of stuff. And I feel important. I feel significant.
But tell them about how it all came
Yeah.
crashing down. Like tell them their story, man.
Yeah. So in short, this kind of lifestyle won't last. And I don't have any one of you who are listening to this right now. Any one of you ever watched like Wolf of Wall Street?
Let's go watch Wolf of Wall Street, guys. If you did, grab it, yes.
Yeah, just put yes in the chat. Yeah, so our lifestyle was almost like an Asian Wolf of Wall Street. Almost. Okay. Pretty crazy. But if you watch the movie, everything will come crashing down eventually. So what happened was that this company that I was working for, eventually I found out this company was a scam. So they were a Ponzi scheme. And because I joined this company when I was like 16 years old, honestly, I didn't know much. But on hindsight, I can honestly say that like I think at a certain point, I can already tell that this company was a scam. I can really tell that this company was a Ponzi, but I was a coward. Yeah, I didn't have the courage to step out because for years I've been building a team and I had more than 2,000 people under me. So you must understand the pressure that I had because I was one of the number one in the company. And to step out and say that this company is a scam is going against the 5 years of everything that I built. And it's admitting that my whole entire life is a lie. So I was with the company for 7 years. So I want to be very upfront. For the last 2 years, when I know that the company wasn't like very legit, I carried on. And it was one of the saddest moments in my life because I knew that I was no longer really serving people. I was no longer like adding value to people. At least in the first 5 years, I thought I was, right? So, that makes my conscience feel better. But the last 2 years wasn't. So I fell into deep depression. I was always constantly high, all kinds of stuff, because I just want to numb my feeling. And in that 2 years itself, many things happened. So my mom passed away as well because of cancer. So she was diagnosed with, so one day she just fainted. And then, when she was a healthy person, and then one day she just fainted out of nowhere, went to the hospital, did a scan, and then realized that she had a brain tumor and late stage. And within 5 months of the diagnosis, she passed away. And she went to be with Jesus.
How old were you, man?
How old was I? I think I was 22, 23. Around there. That was really the last few years with the company before I left. I never shared this in any interview show, but this was where I had a turning point. Usually I don't share this in my webinar whatsoever because I don't want to be like dramatic and stuff like that. I'm not trying to. But what happened was that on the day my mom passed, I wasn't a Christian. I wasn't really a Christian. I mean, I was a backslidden Christian, but I don't study the Bible. I don't go to church. That's not my daily lifestyle. But I remember when my mom passed away, before I received the news, I had a dream. And the dream was this. It was Jesus calling out Lazarus. Like there's this famous story in the Bible where Jesus raised Lazarus from the dead, right? And I had no idea about that, okay? Because I don't read the Bible. But all I remember was that I saw Jesus going to a tomb and say, Lazarus, come forth, right? And then the person that came forth was my mom. The next moment I was woken up by a door knock. Then my mom passed away. So this was a period that I knew I had to seek God. I knew I needed help because I was living a super destructive lifestyle. My mom passed. I had depression. I tried to take my life like 2 times, at least, from what I can remember. But I was just too afraid of dying because I was afraid of pain. So this is the period that I started, searching for God in my life. Someone who is an unbeliever, someone who had no love for God, in short, yeah. And I started attending church, started to listen, started to read the word, and my life just had a 360-degree turn. Of course, it wasn't overnight, but what happened was that eventually I started to have the courage. I remember I had this conversation with God one day. I said, okay, God, I'm going to leave this company. And if I leave this company, it's going to be bad. I knew it was going to be bad because the people running this company, they were like a mafia. They were literally like a mafia. Like when we go to Malaysia, like there was drugs, there was like all kinds of weird stuff. And there was a moment I remember when I was sitting in a boardroom. Okay, this really looks like some TV drama, okay, but it really happened. I was in a boardroom, sitting down there in a boardroom at a table. And then there's a bunch of gangster-looking guys sitting on the meeting room. And I was watching my ex-mentor back then. having a meeting with them, and they asked me to just sit in, right? Because we were one of the top, so sometimes they would just ask us to sit in. And you know what the meeting about? The meeting is actually like a mafia meeting where they were planning on the next scam, how to close this scam, how to, what's happening in certain country, and how are they going to continue to scam people. And I was just sitting down there thinking, what the hell have I gotten myself into? Yeah. And these people were really gangsters. They were really gangsters. So one of the things is that there was a lot of subtle hint that whenever people leave the company and go against this company, they would do something to them, right? Like maybe send people to their house. They would, send people to prank them, or they would send, and I'm not saying like just prank, like harmless prank, like they would actually send all kinds of funny stuff to their house. And we would all laugh about it, right? But deep down, all of us knew that if we were to leave, the same thing can happen to us. So it was like an indirect threat, you know what I mean? So it's like, oh, if you leave, then, they're going to do something behind the scenes, and then internally, they're going to laugh about it. So all of us knew that this is coming. So I knew that if I were to leave the company, not only I would get all the blame, because they're going to put all the blame on me. They're going to tell, investors and people who are affected by the company that, I run away with the money. And the reason why I know, because they did the same thing to other people, right? And then they would do that, as well as they would send people to your house. They would threaten you. They would harass you. And so I remember there was this conversation I had with God. I was just telling God, I say, God, I'm going to leave. And once I leave, right, I'll lose all my income. Okay. I have a lot of liability because I was taking a lot of loans to help to pay out certain people I've affected by the company, certain people I've directly affected. And I knew that if I would leave, it is not going to be easy. And I remember I had this conversation with God. I said, God, it's all in your hands now. Okay, I'm going to leave. I'm going to take this courage. I'm going to tell them I'm going to leave. And the rest is history. So in short, I left the company. I had, for 2 years, I had debt collectors coming to my house by the investors who needed people to take responsibility. So I lost all my friends. So on the friend side, I lost all my friends. Everyone who always constantly coming to party with me, always with me when I was staying at Sentosa Cove, when I was having house party, when I was in club, all these friends just left. But what's worse is that they started to slander me, and there are people who were affected by the company. They needed someone to take responsibility. They started sending debt collector to my house. At the same time, I was trying to speak up against this company. So I went on social media, started posting this. This was in like about 4 years ago, 2015, 2016. So I started posting about them, started sharing about all the things that I know. And then on the other end, I started receiving death threat, like people actually at my house. And this was all in Singapore, by the way. All right, for those of you who are listening to this right now, you may think that such thing doesn't happen in Singapore, but it actually happened here. It's super drama. It's like watching a TV show. So these people came to my house. I remember there was one point, there was like 8 people standing outside my house. And of course, we had to call the police and stuff like that. But yeah, they were just threatening my family, and they say that like people want like they don't say it's them, but I know it's them, and they will say like someone wants your life. Like they will say that to me. So they will keep us in fear, right? So that we don't continue to share things online. We don't continue to review and expose them. So that was the period that I made a very conscious choice. I told myself I can continue to seek revenge. Constantly try to expose them, post about them, try to tell more people. But I realized it's also a downward spiral because I had no money already. I had no influence. Nobody trusts me because of all these things that happened to me. So I said that, you know what? I think the best thing I can do is to just step up and build a strong business with strong influence. That was also one of the reasons why I started building my social media presence. That one day, right, I'm going to, in a way, God will clear my name. But not just that, but He will give me the platform and the way to speak out against these people. And this is the reason why, like when earlier, before the interview, you were asking me, like, do I share stuff like that? I share this all the time. I share this in my webinar. I share this in my story. I share this on my platform. Because now I realize I have the voice. God has finally given me a platform, a voice for me to speak out against these people. And I also want to thank God that last year, I even went to court. I had a witness against the company. I was a witness against this company for some cases that's happening. And because of that, legally, I had cleared my name, that I wasn't part of the company in a way that I didn't create a scam or whatsoever. I was just a salesman.
Guys, pause for Gabriel, pause for guys. Can I ask you a question, guys? Is this stuff powerful? Is what he's sharing powerful? Type in powerful if you think it's powerful. Or type in powerful. Guys, if you feel what he shared just now, like literally I feel my hair standing, listening to Gabriel. It is powerful stuff. And guys, if you feel it's powerful, I ask of you, right? Please go onto the Extreme Wealth Summit Facebook group and share this video, okay? More people need to hear this message. The reason why I'm asking you to share this video is because I want stories of entrepreneurs like Gabriel. I want it to be known around the world. I want people like us to step up so that we can be a testimony of God's blessings in our life. I want us to be able to use our voice to be able to impact and bless more people. So please click and share the entire thing. All right. So click on the video expand and share it. And very, very simply share this. And I want you to do this one thing for me. All right. Very, very simply, I'm putting it there. Right. Share it. Tag us, Six Pack Investor, Hey Gabriel Wong on Instagram, and share your best lessons from this video. We're not done. Right, we're just getting, the story has just begun, right? Y'all believe me? The story has just begun. I know Gabriel for many years, man. I know his story, right? So Gabriel, you try to rebuild. Guys, if you have shared, type in shared. If you shared, type in shared, right? I want everybody, guys, there's 530 of you all, go onto the Extreme Wealth Summit group and please share this video. I want this to be the most shared video because Gabriel, his message needs to be heard. His message needs to be shared. Why? Because this brother, dude, if his voice gets out to the world, he can, together we can change the world. Y'all best believe that. Y'all best believe that. All right? So very, very simple. Please share this video. I ask of you, right? So very, very simple. So Gabriel, tell us, man, so in building that business, right, in trying to clear a name, in trying to build your own company and everything, share with us about your challenges and tell us about your dad as well.
Yeah. So, I think the point of the story earlier was that as I was facing all this, I had a lot of time to do like soul searching, internal reflection, and really just asking myself who I really want to be. Like, do I want to always be that guy aftering significance? Do I always want to be that guy just aftering money? And I realized that like when I was making so much money and I was spending so much money, I wasn't really happy. Like, sure, money can buy you like short-term pleasure, but it's not going to give you long-term happiness, right? Doesn't mean that money is not important. Money is just I feel it's like a fruit, right? It's like a way that you measure how well a company is doing. But if money becomes your main source of focus, you're going to be a very sad man. And that was what happened to me. And I started to ask myself, do I want to work forever for money? Do I always want to be a slave to money? Or do I want to work for a purpose? For impact? Do I want to, and this is where like God started to show me that I had a lot of gift in me, and how can I use this gift to serve others? And I personally think that is like one of the biggest reasons why we are here, right? That we all have a certain gift and we are supposed to use this gift to our fullest potential to add value to the marketplace. So long story short, I started thinking about what is some of my gift, and I realized that one of my gift is I'm very good at selling. So that's for sure. So I started listing down all the possible gifts that I have. So selling and marketing is definitely one of the things that stand out. The fact that I was able to build this company for them, I was able to build a big team, was partly because I had certain gift in marketing, I had certain gift in sales. So I started to dive deeper into it. And this is when I started to search more on digital marketing, because I had a bit of small taste of digital marketing that helped me to grow my previous company, my previous team. So I started to dive very deeply into it. So I started reading up all kinds of books, Tim Ferriss, 4-Hour Work Week, .com Secrets by Russell Brunson, which I love, a man I really, really, truly love. And that was when I started diving deep into digital marketing and started to kind of like help people to do it. Because I realized that if I want to rebuild myself, I think the best way for me to learn marketing is by doing it. And back then I had no idea, to be very frank, I had no idea what I wanted to do. All I know is that I have this skill, I just want to serve. So I sort of started a marketing agency. It started off by just helping people free up seminars. You were one of the guys that we helped at one point as well. All right. So, but before that, I was just helping out a couple of people, and then the name started to spread. We were able to free up rooms, able to free up seminars. And then we started asking ourselves, can we use this skill set for other people in different industry? So we started shifting into property, into insurance market, to other MLM companies that were actually providing value and helping them to generate high quality leads and to grow their business. To me, that is so far right now, I feel what I'm meant to do, because I'm actually creating a ripple effect. So like, for example, if you have a product and services that can impact people, you have a product and services that can actually help people, I'm helping you to reach out to more customers. In a way, that is my way of helping the market, right? By promoting only products and services that can impact people. Okay, and I think it's also one of my mission to share with people that, you know, marketing is everything. Because today, if you have a product or service, if you have a gift that you know can help people, but you don't market it, no one will know about it. In fact, what will happen is that people would end up buying inferior product, or they will end up buying scam products, right? So it becomes like a moral obligation. And I see that way, that if you have something good, you need to be able to learn how to market it.
So Gabriel, tell us about the story, man. Like, you know, I still remember how you're working, and, you know, what happened to your dad, and what you realized about creating a business and what you wanted to build. So if you could share that story, man, I think that will be so powerful to so many people.
Yeah. Which one specifically you're talking about?
Like, you know, when you were building it up and you were at your dad's wake, and, you know, you had to use your laptop.
Yeah. So of course, you know, building a business is never easy, right? So because it's rebuilding everything, right? So as I was rebuilding everything, I was kind of like working nonstop. Everything is me, right? Because I had to do everything. I had to learn how to code my own website. Can you believe it? Until today, I still can't believe that I had to code my own website on WordPress. Because I had no money to find someone to do it. I had to learn how to run Facebook ads. I had to learn everything. I had to learn like some videos myself. I have to shoot videos. I have to learn how to edit some videos myself. I just basically had to learn everything because I didn't have the resources to hire someone to do it. And I was just so busy doing every single thing. And at the beginning, it was not bad. I ran an agency and I started charging clients about 500 to 1,000 a month. And that was not bad. So like at any given time, I would have like 10 clients or more. And that was pretty good, right? For someone who's just starting out all over again, I was making about, 10 grand, 20 grand a month in terms of income. And that was pretty good. But I was doing everything myself. I think the turning point here of the next learning was that I couldn't do everything myself. So what happened was that my dad, halfway through me building the business coming up again, my dad was diagnosed with cancer as well. So this was like 3 to 4 years after my mom passed. I personally think because my dad loved my mom a lot, and ever since my mom passed, he has been like very depressed, very lonely. And I think the sad thing is that my dad and I, we don't communicate very well. So a lot of times, I can't even really be there for him. And that is also one of my biggest regrets. So eventually, I think he fell into like depression and all that stuff. But at the same time, I think God is very graceful. Towards the last stage of his life, he actually gave his life to Jesus, and he started serving in church. That was the last few moments of his life. Like he was like a scuzzy guy. He was someone who was always very self-centered, always thinking about himself. Never happy, always grumpy, always complaining. But at the last few moments of his life, he gave his life to God and started serving in church and everything else. But long story short, he was diagnosed with cancer. There was one day he just felt very sick. From being someone who's like generally a very healthy person, he just felt sick. Like he just felt really, really sick. Couldn't get out of bed. And eventually we sent him to hospital and did a checkup and realized that he had a stage 4 lung cancer. And no one can expect that, because my dad doesn't smoke, he doesn't drink, he does none of that. And today I've given up trying to find out the reason. All I knew was that within about 7 weeks of us knowing his diagnosis, he passed away. Yeah, he went to be with Jesus. So this was the biggest learning for me as well, because I remember when I was at the funeral, because the business needed me so much. A lot of things was dependent on me. I was around running the ads, I was around building the stuff, I was around doing the integration, I was just doing so many things, right? And I realized that the business can't survive without me. And I remember being at the funeral, the first day of the funeral, the second day of the first and second, we had a 3-day wake. But the first and second day of the funeral, I was there at the wake with my laptop working. Because I knew that if I don't do anything, the company would collapse. You know, our clients will leave us. I'll basically lose what I have. So even in my father's wake, I couldn't really rest. I couldn't take time to properly mourn, right? But I was actually working. So this was actually something that I learned where I needed to start to develop frameworks around my company, and told myself this will never happen again. Today, I don't think I can do anything about my mom and my dad anymore. But I think what I can do is I could prevent this from happening in the future with my own family.
You know, Gabriel, I can never say that I can relate, because I don't know what it must feel like to lose both your parents at the age of in your 20s.
Yeah.
Your dad, you were 26.
Yeah, I was 26.
Right. To not have both your mom and dad, and to have them only in your memories at the age of 26. I cannot say that I can relate, and but one thing I can share with you is this, man. Sometimes God's greatest warriors face some great challenges.
Yeah.
Right. And that's one thing that I believe of you, brother. I believe that you have a God-given destiny, and I believe that your voice and your message will go out to impact the world, brother. That's what I know. I know in my heart of hearts, bro, that there's a reason, and God is using you in mighty ways, bro. In mighty ways, so that your voice and your story can be a testimony of His glory. I truly believe that. Hey, who believes that? Who believes that right now? Type in yes. Type in yes if you all believe that in the comment section. Let me see it flow. I completely believe that for Gabriel, and I know that he's going to be a voice. He's going to be a blessing, and he is going to bless so many people around. And Gabriel is a guy with mad skills, right? He's one of the best I know, right? He's not just talk. Again, guys, I want to share with you all something. Every single person that I bring on my show, if I introduce you all to him, these guys are the very best in their business. They are the very best in what they do. And Gabriel, my friends, he is the very, very best. I'm telling you, man. Seriously. Maybe Mark Teo can compare very soon. Maybe, huh? Maybe. But, I really, really love Gabriel so much as well. But Gabriel, right? So again, guys, can I ask you all, how many of you all would love to learn from Gabriel in terms of like learning how to tell your story, learning how to actually share your message, learning how to do marketing, for example? How many of you all would love to learn from Gabriel? Come on, guys, you all have heard his story. You all know that he's powerful. How many of you all would love that, right? Yes, if you love to, type in me, type in I, right? Type in yes, right? Let me see, right? Let me see it flow, guys. Let me see it flow, right? So again, dudes, if I just speak to Gabriel, we'll probably talk for 2 hours, man. Like, seriously, there's so much for him to share, right? Like, last year, Gabriel had a breakthrough. Together, we actually won the 2 Common Club Award. We went on stage together. I was so happy. We were there together. We went to Nashville, and the 2 Common Club Award, very simply, is for generating $1 million, right? $1 million US in sales through one single funnel. And I did it for my business. Gabriel did it as well. We collected that award. And this year has been another story altogether, bro.
Yeah, man. This year we're trying to aim for the 2CCX. But again, I think my point is that like all of this is just like external material achievement. I mean, it's great to have, but it doesn't truly make you fulfill. Doesn't truly fulfill me.
Yeah.
And I think what's more important today is my family. My relationship, my wife, future kids, maybe soon. Yeah, those are the real important stuff.
Hey, dudes, do y'all see? Hey, birds of the same feather flock together. I'm telling you, man. Gabriel, that's the reason why he's my brother, right? This guy, he went on the dark side like never before. And, he saw the light. And right now, he's got his values in check. And guys, I want to share with you something. When you have your values in check, everything flows. Do y'all agree, my friends? Right? Do y'all agree? Type in agree if you agree. Come on, guys. Type in agree.
100%, man.
Right, 100%, right? Again, when you have your values in check, what's important and not chasing after the dollars. I think, initially when a lot of people are starting out, they just like you and me, right? When we're starting out, it's all about the dollars. Let me chase after the dollars, right? And after a while, after you've achieved a certain level of success, you realize that, hey, man, that's extra zero in your bank account doesn't exactly make you more happy.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that there is like a certain number where I think there's a science to it. You can do some research on that. That everybody has a number that any more that you make doesn't increase the quality of your life anymore. Yeah. For some people, it's 200,000 a year. For some people, it's 400,000 a year. You don't necessarily always have to make $1 million. Right? So don't buy into the whole story that I have to make a lot of money, then I can be happy. You can be happy first.
Yeah, I think it's the whole theory of have, do, be, right? Like you be happy, right? Again, with whatever you have, we be happy, and with the right values and adding value, constantly thinking about how we can actually deliver value to audience. That's exactly how we proceed and how we actually get better and better. Guys, hey bro, I have loved this interview, but dude, we need to do a part 2. Right, we need to do a part 2 where we dive deep into how to actually get these people to start making some extra income, right? How they can actually tell their stories effectively. Guys, how many of y'all want part 2? Type in part 2 if you want part 2. Right, Gabriel again is my man. How many of y'all want part 2, guys? I don't want this to be too long. Right, we've been going on. Dude, time flies, man. It's already 45 minutes that we're chatting.
Oh, that's fast, man. Yeah, dude, I didn't feel like it.
It's 45 minutes already. So, but we need to do part 2, brother. You're like, I know you're busy and everything, but for my audience, for my people,
for you, man, I'm always on. I'm always down.
So let's add some value to my audience. Let them hear your story. Let them also know how they can actually improve in sharing their story, being able to create extra income. I think all of that, right? But Gabriel, you want to share with them about your YouTube channel and everything, right? You want to share a screen or whatever? Like, go ahead, man. Like,
sure.
Follow you.
Okay, so for those of you who are watching right now, thank you so much for being here. And I recently just started a YouTube channel. What I want to do is I wanted to continue to add more value and to serve the market. I've been committing to do more videos. Right now, we're just doing more interview videos. In fact, you can actually watch some of our interview. I interviewed people like Peng, Joon, Brunson, Resh himself on my podcast show. All right, so you can go to my YouTube page. I think Mark has already put in the link in the chat box. You can click on it. So here's basically something that we are doing for you guys right now. Recently, we actually were promoting this book called Traffic Secrets. It's by Brunson. So Russell, it's awesome. How many of you ever bought this book? How many of you actually bought this book? Traffic Secrets. If you did, can you just put TS in the chat box?
I bought from you, bro.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. I know you bought from me. So we were promoting this book, and in short, I managed to become one of the top 10 affiliate for this competition. One of the only Singaporean to be on it. And we wanted to buy more of it so that we can give it out. This book is super amazing. If you want more traffic, you want more leads and customers for your business, this book is something for you. So what we did was that we bought a bunch of extras and we're going to give it away as a giveaway. So from now to, I don't know when, okay, but from now to somewhere when I say it will end, every week, we will give out 3 of this book. We will even pay for the shipping. You don't even have to pay for the shipping. Okay, so how do you win it? All you have to do is to subscribe to my YouTube page and just watch any of the video and just comment in any of the video. All right, every week we will just pick 3 random people to give it up to you guys for free. And if you are chosen, we will reach out to you, get your address, and we'll send it to you. We will pay for the shipping, everything. Yeah.
Guys, again, how many of you all love gifts, right? Again, my guests always give you gifts. I give you gifts. Hey, because we love you all, man. We want to serve you all. We want to help you all as much as possible. And again, we want you to win, right? We want you to win, right? Again, Gabriel wants you to win. I truly want you to win. Let's win together, right? And again, we win for what, guys? Why do we want to win? Why do we want to make more money and everything? Tell me why, right? So we can be come on. Tell me. Come on, guys. Oh, yes, absolutely. So we can be a blessing, right? So we can be a blessing. So we can
That's
actually
awesome.
be givers. We can be a blessing to other people, right? I think, guys, come on, type it in, man. You are blessed to be a blessing, right? You're blessed to be a blessing, so you can actually give back, so you can actually help, and so together we can make this world a better place, all right? So again, Gabriel, thank you very much, brother. This interview has been touching. It touched my heart. And I believe many people actually have been blessed by your sharing, and thank you for your testimony as well. My friends, one more time, right? If you're on Facebook, go to the video after this and share this video, all right? Share this video, and most importantly, tag Gabriel Wong on Instagram, on Facebook, right? At Sixpack Investor at Hey Gabriel Wong, and share your best lessons from this video. If you share your best lessons, I'll pick 3 people to give a special gift to. All right, so go and do that. Thank you very much for joining us, Gabriel. Thank you guys.
Thanks for having me.
Cheers, man.